Yo, Bachi 2007 back at you with another one. We're going to talk about the vainglorious politician Tiffany Henyard in the Dolton Township outside of Chicago today. As we just talked about another vainglorious politician who actually got the name given by the Georgia Supreme Court, and then that same Georgia Supreme Court summarily kicked her out of office. Her sister girl of the Dolton Township looks to be next in line for the same treatment. So she's probably on her way out and is currently under a local probe and a probe by the federal government for things like spending tens of thousands of dollars on a Las Vegas girls trip to pay for herself and her friends, directing money, government funds to her own personal private foundation, locking the council people out of the city hall, locking administrative staff of the city out of their offices, redirecting money to all kinds of foolishness like police details for multiple police officers 24 hours a day to drive her around and do personal stuff for her. And along with that, let's look at just some of her general vainglorious antics that are a bothersome nuisance to people of the town.
I am literally the beacon of light for Dalton. I am the one that has made it. I am the one that actually grew up in this town and actually came and governed.
Or this.
So I heard you guys was looking for me. If you looking for Tiffany Henyard, press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button.
Y'all all say Martin Luther King had a dream, but guess what? I am the dream.
And who could forget this?
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor.
But that'll be
So we've got ourselves another uh raggle troll doll hair weave wearing sister girl hood rat minded vain glorious politician who has more power than she has brains, misusing funds and misusing their office, just like our Judge Christina Peterson, who used the local Georgia courthouse as her own personal playpen and then decided she could assault police and got locked up and then kicked off the bench. Both getting locked up and kicked off the bench can be things that Tiffany Henyard may possibly be looking forward to, but let's see what her latest antics and foolishness are over the last couple of weeks. But before we do that, can we see about hitting that like button? That is important. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you go ahead and get me with that like, we'll get right to the program. Oh, well,
Banners recently went up in that village. New at 4:30, more money troubles in South suburban Dolton. New welcome banners recently went up in that village.
But the company that created them says it has not been paid. Regina Waldrop talked to trustees who say this is another example of how taxpayer funds are being mishandled by the mayor.
They're a new addition on a busy Sibley Boulevard. Bright new welcome banners with different messages and a picture of Mayor Tiffany Henyard, her self-titled super mayor, written underneath. We asked some residents to weigh in on the banner.
I forgot to mention that. She's the self-described super mayor, a super vain, super ghetto, super aggressive, even while she's under these investigations. As we're seeing here, she has not stopped her aggressive, criminal, or at least questionable activity.
Banners.
I think the allocation of funds should go where most needed. The banner would be at the bottom of my list if I ran a town.
It's obviously self-promotion. I think she fashions herself as she's imagining herself as some kind of reality show star.
Henyard is accused of misspending and currently the focus of a number of federal probes and lawsuits. Residents continue to speak out at village board meetings, calling for more transparency on how their tax dollars are spent.
The banners cost about $19,000, but the vendor says they have yet to be paid for them and other items totaling more than $85,000.
Mosca Design emailed us a copy of the unpaid bill. It dates back to November 2023.
This is a reoccurring theme of bills not being paid. the city going insolvent. They've got a lawsuit that's already been adjudicated against them. They can't pay it. They're not even trying to. It's a bunch of foolishness. The city's probably insolvent because of it. And it's just one thing after another. Under Tiffany Henyard's
There
watch,
you have it, Sharks.
you think she'd pull back a little, but so far she hasn't. Instead of trying to fix her town's problems, this is what Tiffany Henyard is doing with her time and her efforts.
Sharks, 1,000,001 reasons of why you Sharks should invest here at Good Burger. I have a brick and mortar location now, and I would love to be riding around and getting it.
Just pure buffoonery. This is what you get for a mayor, but this is what happens when you make decisions based off of I don't know, some kind of misplaced ideology that just because someone's black, just because there are skin folk that somehow they are kinfolk. But when you actually listen to a person speak and see that they are not about any business and they walk around with troll doll hair hats on and that doesn't tip you off, but you think that that's what's popping anyway, then we kind of get what we get. This is kind of the fault of the people of the township, but hopefully a lot of them know to do better next time. Let's check out some more of her foolishness.
Supervisor of Thornton Township squared off with members of the township board over spending.
So trust me, how do the grass get cut? How do the grass get cut? So these are the games we play. I don't come here to be clickbait, guys. We come here to take care of the business. But right now, y'all letting the business happen.
You come here to swing your troll doll hair around and look ridiculous, but anyway.
Y'all, and that's not how you go.
Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard was accused by board members of keeping certain items off tonight's agenda, including an ordinance board members say would cap spending by the supervisor. As a result, some board members refused to approve the hiring of landscaping contractors for the township. Henyard.
Oh, shockers. She didn't put on the agenda something that would cap her from spending up all of the township's money. So she can't take more Vegas trips and have more self-promoting billboards. But let's see what they did about that. They did take some action due to that activity.
The Dolton trustees opposed to Mayor Tiffany Henyard say she's missed 25 of these special meetings and counting, and she refuses to allow some village business to be put on the agenda for the village's regular meetings. That's why 3 of them voted to appoint Jason House as mayor pro tem.
We're just really trying to make sure that if something critical comes up, that there's a signature on deck that can move it forward.
House won't replace the mayor, but he would step in her absence, which these trustees say is happening far too often.
It would appear that Tiffany Henyard's days as mayor of Dolton, Illinois, are coming to an end. Now,
let's certainly hope so, but they're not coming fast enough. And she's obviously a big problem. And again, what is just shocking, she's not just vainglorious. It's the fact that she has no sense of self-preservation. She's continuing in the same manner even while she's been under the spotlight these last many months. And then in the last couple of months, these investigations have started. Lori Lightfoot, the former Chicago mayor, who is a lawyer, was hired as a special prosecutor by the city's the township's city council, basically. And then there are federal probes. Some people very close to her have already been raided, and they're clearly looking at her as well. She's the big fish. Let's hear these solid reasons why this troll doll-headed woman who can't speak good English and acts like the banshee that she is was voted for in the first place. Why it made sense that this strong, independent black woman should be the mayor of a town full of black folks, and why we should just close our eyes and when we hear these types coming, just vote for them or support them just because they look like us.
Year-old woman, she made history. Black woman, single mother. You know, that kind of resonates with me, right? So I really thought it was going to be better. I'm like, wow, because, you know, you coming off the year, the woman. I mean, how can you not vote for her? We just put Kamala Harris in office, right? Yes.
So
crazy. This is the kind of thing where we talk about single women keep women single. We talk about how women get in each other's heads and give each other the worst advice, and they make the worst decisions because their criteria are based on the most basic nonsense. She resonated because she popped out a baby with no commitment from a guy she let shoot up the club without having any commitment from her. That was the criteria and the qualifications for her to run a city government. And that actually makes sense to that woman who was speaking. That actually made a lick of sense to her. We really got to stop going for the okie doke and hold these vainglorious women accountable. That's the only way things are going to change in our society. But as long as women are placated to and just given a pass and we just accept whatever we get from them and we see the foolishness that they present themselves with and act like we don't see what we see, then we get what we've been getting. Can I get you to go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell, like a brother up? And as I've been asking of late, I'm getting closer to being eligible for monetization. If you could hit one of these videos up here in the left corner, in the right corner, and just check out another video, I would really appreciate it. Or go to my page. I'm sure there's something there that you'll like if you stayed all the way through the end of this video. Yobachi 2007, I'm out.